So we ended up staying at the Legoland Hotel. Do yourself a favor, don't stay at the Legoland Hotel Resort in California. I have never had to dispute so many charges. After inspecting that water pump a little bit better, it looks as if the bearings are shot. I decided just to go ahead and buy another water pump because it was only $49.99 anyway. Alright, so I want to take this engine apart to get down to the block to make sure it's not cracked. I want to do that first before I start buying a bunch of parts for it. So now it's time to tackle that intake manifold. The fact that all the bolts are loose is an indication that this engine is overheated. There's parts like this in it all over the place. Things that just rotted apart. There must have been water puddled into that thing for years. I've never seen anything rust up like that before. I'm looking now at some of these bolts. These are okay. That one is not. So, on further inspection, I found that there was at least 3 bolts on the intake manifold that were so decomposed and rusty that it looks as if they were welded to the intake manifold itself. That looks almost as if somebody welded it. I determined about 40% of the bolt had deteriorated away. Let's check this out. I got my Dremel and put on the grinding wheel. Started grinding down the edges, like the sides of this bolt, to see if maybe I can create a new head out of it. Start grinding. And the best thing you can do is maybe cut off the heads and drill into the bolts. If this is any indication, you know what, just to confirm, let's take one of those bolts off. Because I'm willing to bet that's the same size. At first, I was looking at these bolts, and it looked like they were welded, on to the intake manifold. And I started thinking, you know, Yugoslavia builds engines like this. They make engines in cars like the Yugo back in the 80s, where if something happens, if it breaks, you just replace it. You don't fix it, you go. You can't even open the engine. I considered that my budget to fix up this boat is going to be around $2,000. And I was looking online and I found a whole new rebuilt engine that would fit this boat for $2,100. But then again, if I just replaced the engine, I wouldn't learn anything. So what I decided to do instead was go for it and drill the holes, drill the bolts out. I just love challenges. And I was thinking these bolts in particular might just be connected to the intake manifold itself on top, because these are things like ignition bracket bolts.